Hey guys, happy Saturday to everybody. Krista, how are you doing on this ugly, ugly rainy day here in St. Louis?
I am fine and I am dry.
It
Could be
was
worse.
it rained all day yesterday, hard,
Yep.
and then today, not all day. I think it
Yeah.
stopped here. But
And we have flooding. Do you have flooding in your area?
I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
I know there's a road down close to us that always floods when we have rain,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
man, it's crazy.
it is. I'm over the rain, but it stopped here now.
Yeah. I just want it to be warm and dry,
You and me
and
both.
then we'll be
I'm
good.
ready.
We'll be good.
I'm ready. Next weekend, man. Let's
Yeah, hope so.
and dry.
Hope so. Baseball season started, so it needs to be warm outside. It can't be cold.
And obviously, speaking of baseball season, so I go to Mobile every morning and I get my tea, right? So
Mhm.
if the Cardinals do something, I get my tea is only 65 cents. And the last couple mornings it's been 65 cents. So they're doing something, I guess.
I think it's because it used to be if they scored 5 runs, you get
Maybe
free
that's it.
coffee.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is
Oh,
they haven't charged me the $1.35 that they usually do.
that's good. That's good.
Thanks to the Cardinals.
They're not winning that. Well, they are winning. They're 4-3, but I mean, hey, they're good. But hey, guys, we have a great show for you tonight. Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot is here. You've seen them in chat before, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to have them on. They have a YouTube channel with some of their encounters and experiences and stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have them on the show. And we were talking to them backstage a little bit, and they seem really cool. So we're gonna bring them out here in a few minutes. But first, we have I'm just sitting here doing nothing, just looking around like I know what I'm doing.
I'm saying in chat. So
real quick, we have the conference that you guys know about, September 19th and 20th at the Eagleton Civic Center out in Richmond, Virginia.
really,
Richmond, Missouri. How long have we been doing this?
long time.
Richmond, Missouri.
Paul.
Richmond, Missouri. I'll get to it eventually. I mean, it's tickets are going. We're selling a lot of tickets so far, haven't we?
Yes, we have. And I looked at that today and I messaged all you guys because we have people coming from literally all over the United States and abroad. I mean, like we've sold tickets. People live in California and Florida and I mean, just all kinds of different states, not even, besides Missouri, which is really cool. But then when I told you guys that, we also found out that we actually have someone coming from Australia. So that'll be cool.
That is freaking awesome.
I think they will probably take the cake on the longest because remember we talked about that. We were going to be about giving a prize for the furthest traveled. Well,
yeah,
I'll tell you might get it, guys.
Yeah, I mean Amy's coming from Louisiana.
Yep, Amy's doing a trip.
Yeah, I mean that's a good distance. That's a good hike. Brent's coming from Idaho. We got somebody coming from California.
Yeah,
but man, that's just so cool.
I know it's great to that we get to meet and all these people and they've chose our conference to come to, so we get to meet them. So I'm excited. It's quite an honor.
Yeah, and I'm just excited to meet everybody. I'm coming from a great distance like that. That's pretty darn awesome. But just looking forward to putting the face and a voice with these the people that we see in chat and everything that we have such a good time with, in all of our chats. So.
Yep.
Looking forward to meeting as many of you guys as we can. So that's going to be awesome. So,
everybody is welcome the Thursday night before the conference. So if you're in town and you come in a day early, you're welcome to hang with us. It's still up in the air exactly what we're doing, but we're doing something.
Yeah. If it's what we were talking about doing, I don't want to give that away just yet.
Right.
It looks like Julie Maria is gonna go too.
That'd be fantastic.
Nice.
Julie. Yeah.
The
little Patty says, "Do I get a price for the shortest if I come?" I know she's not far off from the museum.
It's going to be between you and Mickey G. I know she's pretty close too.
Actually, little Patty would have it because Mickey G's right over on the Kansas side. Little Patty's like
in Missouri.
And I don't know, 20 miles of the museum.
Awesome. Yes, BJ, we wish you could make it too, but you will be there in spirit. Speaking of well, I don't want. Never mind. I have Krista. Whenever I see you and Brandy next time, I have something that a viewer gave me to give you guys. So.
Oh, that's sweet. Now you're gonna make me wait.
When am I going to get over there? This is probably a conversation we should have off the air.
Probably.
Yeah. But one other quick reminder that we have, actually I have two more. If you guys get a chance, go over to my blog Sunny 11 on Facebook. She is she promotes a ton of people, all of us. She does some great work, some very interesting stuff on her Facebook channel, Facebook page. Yes. Make sure you go over there and check her out. She's a friend of all of us misfits. So yeah, make sure you check her out too. And also, so Chris and I belong to Haunted Soulz Paranormal. They are doing a ghost hunt in the Missouri State Penitentiary. And after your show last night, which was fantastic, that's going to be fun. It's going to be June 7th from 7 to 4 a.m. Tickets are only $75 for that.
And that is cheap because you won't find it that cheap anywhere for Missouri State. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So go to Haunted Soulz, Soulz with a Z, SOULZ .com to get your tickets for that. And also later on in the show with about 8:15, we're going to be doing some giveaways. This is the first show after getting 1,000 subscribers, so I'm very excited about that. And we're going to do some giveaways, so make sure you stick around till the end and get yourself some stuff. So and I know I said I was only going to do 5 minutes, but
one more thing you got though, you forgot.
What did I forget?
May 3rd.
May 3rd, we are going to be in Tennessee, the Tennessee Bigfoot Festival, right?
Yep.
Yes. So make sure, I forgot all about that actually. Got to make sure I'm off work. Make sure you're out there for that. That's going to be fantastic. Krista and Brandy are going to be there. I'll be there. Anybody else from?
Not the Misfits, but Greg Ogles will be there.
Greg will be there. Harley will be there. Harley Owens will be there.
Adam Davies will be there. I think Martin Groves is going to be there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you get your tickets to that as well. So, all right, I think I got everything.
I think you do.
Okay. All right, we're going to bring up Jim and Matt from Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey. Doing good.
Nice to meet you, and thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
Well, thank you for having us.
No problem. Been watching some of your videos on your channel. You got some pretty good stuff over there. Tell us where we can find you guys.
Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot, pretty much on YouTube, and I'm on Twitter too, and that's about it.
Yeah, we both jumped Facebook.
We're on Discord.
We're on Discord. There's that.
Oh, you're on Discord too?
Yeah.
I'll have to look you up on Discord.
Yeah.
Here is
stuff out on YouTube.
Here is the link to you guys on.
I was just looking it up myself. Yep, and I got it here too. And I was already subscribed to you guys. So
yes,
awesome. Right on time.
I was just double checking to make sure.
Right, awesome.
Yeah. So head on over to their channel. We're going to be talking some Bigfoot here tonight. So you got some interesting things that we were talking about, and you had sent me some links to videos that we can share tonight. I don't know if we're going to get to all those tonight, but we'll give it a shot. So
yeah, those are just some links to some experiences, probably the 10-15 second clips that you play, and that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be cool. So Josh, thank you, brother. Member for 6 months. He is the original Paranormal Among Us member. So
yeah,
right,
Josh, you're always number one in my book, buddy.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Josh. Anyway, you guys have some pretty awesome encounters that you've had over the years. Kind of walk us through where this first started with you guys.
Okay.
Your first experience or something.
Well, we just started YouTube probably 5 years ago, but it was probably 10 years before that. We're woodsmen, so we're always outdoors a lot. And my first experience was I went hiking up in Big South Fork. It's about a 4-mile hike out by myself. Rainy Friday or something. I just remembered. I just love getting out in the woods, and so I went way out under Angel Falls, and it's a place where you can barely hike in during the daytime because you got to go off trail. Mm-hmm. And so I went off trail and went to my spot and set up camp and had the ooby doobies all night. And I eventually turned my back towards the woods because I was facing the creek that runs through, the river that runs through there, and went to bed. And I was in a little one-man tent, and woke up and something was shaking the holy hell out of my tent like a Walmart bag. And I came through, my eyes, I came open, and I was laying there wondering, it's pitch dark, wondering what in the world. And I just remember trying to control my heartbeat. My heart was coming up, and it stopped, and it was just quiet. And and like I said, that was almost 10 years ago. And I think none of us had an idea there was Bigfoots in Tennessee then. Mm-hmm. Most of us had no idea. I always thought they was up in Washington. I never even thought about Bigfoot.
Oregon, somewhere's up there.
And so I prayed that night. I prayed, and I said, God, whatever it is, if it kills me, get me by the neck. I don't want to be drug off, being chewed on. And I prayed that, and I went back to sleep. And because there's no possible way I could have got out that night. Yeah. But that was my first terror.
So after that encounter, like the next morning, did you notice anything about where you were camping? Did you notice any prints or anything damaged or anything unusual?
No. Like I said, I did not think they was Bigfoots in Tennessee, and that was probably 10 years ago. I had no clue. I'd thought about it. Didn't watch Bigfoot stuff. Didn't believe in Bigfoot stuff. Didn't have no interest in Bigfoot stuff. And then probably that went through. And the following weekend, I took my wife up there, which people say you're pretty crazy. Well, I don't know why. I'm a explorer. So I took her up there, and we camped back there. And when we got back there, I was carrying firewood back, and she was sitting by the fire, and we heard come from her backside, knock. Mm-hmm. And her eyes got big, and my eyes got big, and we were looking at each other face to face, going, "Whoa!" And still, we did not think anything about Bigfoot. We just had never put it together in our mind there was a such thing as Bigfoot in Tennessee. And so that went by, and there was probably 4 or 5 years later before we had another experience. And it was about 5 years later. Me and Matt, we were down in Coker Creek, Tennessee. We pan for go, been doing it for years, and we still do it. We love to go down, and we camp out there, and we've been doing it I've raised 3 boys. 30. I've been on this property 30 years. Let me try to imagine the amount of time I have in the woods.
And all of us boys was out there gold panning, camping out there.
But that night,
night
we had went down. We'd been down there. We'd been panning that creek for a whole week.
Just me and him.
Yep, we'd been on that we'd been panning that area for the entire week. We'd camped for that whole week. And it was about the last 6th or 7th night that the hounds had been running stuff on the mountain throughout the week. They were far away, but that night, first we had this herd. It sounded like a herd of buffalo, and it was coming at us. And he was in a little metal camper, homemade camper, and I'm in a little tent. And it was this herd was coming at us like a herd of buffalo. And it was coming, and I was looking at the front of my tent. I set up on my little cot, and I'm looking at the front of the tent, and I'm waiting for the herd to kill us. I'm waiting to die, and I'm breathing, and I'm actually thinking, you might get ready to die because this is a herd of buffalo. I don't know what they're doing, how they're doing out here. I have no idea. That was beyond my calculations. And then when the herd went by, there was this coming up the creek. I heard this toosh, toosh, toosh coming up the creek, and it was 2-legged, and it was coming, and it run past us. And that's when I had to say something to Matt, because we were both terrified at that point. And I said out the tent little window, I said, "You heard that? It was 2 foot." And he's like, "Yeah, what about the herd?" And I was like, that was 2 foot, right? And he was like, yeah, because I needed that confirmation. I could not believe this existed. There is something that is huge. And it ran on 2 legs and it went past us because that creek was up to about my knees and it cleared the water. And then we had to be quiet because it was running up and down. I don't, he can tell you the whole details of how many times it ran past us. At one point, it sounded like it kicked the dog and picked the dog up, and it sounded like it muffled the dog and it took the dog to. And there was an Airbnb, I don't know, 100 feet up from us. They come out with their guns the next morning. I talked to them, and they were like, "What was going on last night?" And we're like, "We don't know." And they were like, "Yeah, we came out with our guns." And still, at that point, well, that was the first time I think I realized there got to be Bigfoots in Tennessee.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Real quick. Did the dog make it?
Yeah. I think they were playing with the dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounded like they actually kind of like, it sounded like he was coming off the bank, 2 steps off the bank, and the third one was jumping off into the creek. And that was the point when I heard the oomph of the dog chasing at the same time. And he got hit in the belly or gut or something like that,
Wow.
And the rest of the way, he ran on down the creek. And then eventually, at the very far end, there was 3 dogs, and the loudest one seems like it was the lead dog. And that's whenever that dog actually got quiet, way on down the creek. And then we heard that thing run up past us while the other dogs were still down the creek. And the lead dog was quiet, and it ran past us. And that's whenever that dog got released, about like where the cabin was, about 100 yards up.
Yeah.
And then that dog went and chased after his own buddies back down the creek past us. He actually went past us, and the other dogs heard him on the way back up, and they kind of met up about 100 yards down the creek, and then they met up, and then they swam and running back up the creek to chase that one that was up the creek.
Yeah, and when the
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the thing was, what was I going to say with that? We were. I did go out that morning and investigate. Of course, I went down to the people in the cabin, and they were like, "Yeah, we came out at 3 o'clock in the morning with our guns, and there was something up and down the creek. The dogs were running." We're like, "Yeah, we don't know what it was, but I did find one of the a bank where the grass was messed up." So what a lot of times we hear things and you don't get nothing, you don't see anything, but that we had seen where the grass was messed up, so we could see that there was a scuffle that night. Something happened right there. Maybe that's where the dog and the thing got involved. We didn't see any feet print, because it was grassy when it was real grassy, but we were on like a little peninsula, so how it could run past us and all was still confusing us because
really the herd part.
Yeah.
See, the herd was different. That's like a spiritual thing instead of the Bigfoot, because the Bigfoot thing was stayed in the creek practically and across the bank, and he was running up through that direction.
We know what that is now, but I don't think we want to go into that detail. That was Scorpion King. In Revelations, it talks about Scorpion King. It talks about it has the hoofs of a horse.
It got like the wings, and the wings sounds like thunder or the hoofs of horses.
Yeah, and that was our first time that we didn't know until this took us a long time to get to understanding what that was. That herd that we heard was Scorpion King from Revelations 9. Yeah, you can read about that. And so that had happened. It wasn't a horrifying. It was just really, really amazing. And then, like I said, a long time went by, 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years went by, and we went up to Kentucky. I found a really cool place where you have to go into Kentucky. We've always tried to get into Big South Fork. Big South Fork is really hard to get into it. They just don't have roads and trails, and it's almost impossible for a human to get into it. You almost have to have a helicopter bring you in. It's just you can't. The train. So we've always looked for ways into it. And so, like 4 or 5 years after that event, we had hiked. We'd come through Kentucky, and we had hiked down into Tennessee from Kentucky. We had to hike because the roads were closed off, or the old dirt
Tennessee
roads were
closed off that road.
And we put out some trail cams, and that was we went out, and he split to the left, I split to the right. And I remember putting up the trail cams. I got the ooby-joobies out there, and I was about ready to run. I don't know why, but something had me like not feeling good. And then we came back together, and we went back. That's when we
just shrubbed it off our shoulders.
Yeah, we shrubbed it off. We didn't think anything about it. Right. We done forgot about Coker Creek.
And this was before you guys figured out that it was probably a Bigfoot, correct?
Yeah. Right. This was before, I think. Yeah. We're still.
Well, this is our growing part of like recognizing Bigfoot and things about them.
We're realizing there's a lot more than Bigfoot too. I think this has all been part of that because
exactly.
So we'd come back from putting those trail cams up, and we went up backwoods camping, and we're too far away from the cars, and you can't walk out at night because the place is Boulder City. You know, it's just huge boulders and waterfalls and everything. So that night, I woke up and I went out to take a pee, and I went over to where a little table was, and I had a knife when I was in the military, and I picked it up, and I just admired how it fit in my hand, and I was holding it up, and for some reason I was looking up, and it's pitch dark, pitch quiet, and I don't know if I made something mad, but I was kind of like, don't mess with us. Probably not a good thing to do in the woods. So I kind of held it up. I just, but then I was getting ready to go back into the tent, and I had a red LED light, and I seen red eyes up under it. It looked like a bush, and I could turn my head left, right, up and down, and I could see it's behind a bush. And I'm thinking possum, deer, raccoon. And so Matt was in the tent, and I got in, and I was like, there's something out there with red eyes.
Possum looking
or
at us.
something. I don't know. So we go and we lay down and we go back to sleep. We're sleeping. Not a really good place between rocks. It was uncomfortable, but we don't normally plan on sleeping where we go.
No, we expect for no sleep.
Well, we don't plan on sleeping, not where we go. And so we're laying there, and there was this like tornado above our head, and it woke me up. And I said, Matt, what was that? And he had his earplugs in, and he took them out, and
it was still going on.
It was still going on, and it was like
it was shaking so hard. It sounded like it was
we still can't
busting trees above us. I mean, I heard fluently knocks. It sounded like you get a big old piece of dry wood and bust it against a tree. It breaks and it ruffles in the leaves. And you did it again, bust. And it just didn't sound in pace, though. Yeah. That's the issue.
Well, the thing was, the sound was so horrifying that the next morning we were little ticked off because we couldn't find nothing on the ground. Like they were destroying that stuff above us. And we're like, where is this destruction that went on last night? Because there was nothing on the ground. Mm-hmm. And but anyway, what happened was at that point, of course, me and him, that was our PTS moment. That's PTSD. That was when I had a hard time really with my own self and realized because all I had was I had an LED light in my right hand. Mm-hmm. And whatever I felt like it's going to, I was going through my mind. There's no way we can get out of here. We can't go back to back. We have no weapons. He had a 22 pistol. That's it. We had no weapons. Yeah. There's no way we're going to get out of here back to back. We can't get out of here. They got us pinned down. I'm waiting for them to jump on the tent, and we're going to fight. And my adrenaline was pumped. I'm like, dude, you got to calm down because it was so quiet. I was like, if I don't calm down, I'm going to have no energy to fight if it does jump us. So I held my light, and all I remember is I'm going to see you, whatever the hell you are, I'm going to see you. And I had that light in my hand like it was the last thing I was holding on to. And he was beside me, and he'll tell you, he stopped breathing. His heart stopped breathing. Yeah. He went through the same. I was in horror for him. He's my son. He's my youngest son. And I'm like, he's protecting us with a 22, right? It's insane. And we can't talk.
Sorry, Dad.
Because they got us pinned down. We couldn't talk. It was so nightmarish and so quiet. We could not talk.
The intense fear came from the quietness because we did not hear nothing coming down the tree. We did not hear no feet walking after the ruckus that happened. It went pitch quiet. I mean, it was so loud that it went to pitch quiet where all we heard was little tic-tacs of leaves or like a little sticks.
They were throwing
little tiny sticks on top of the tent. Like that was it. And that's all you heard was that. And it was pitch quiet. We didn't know. That was the fear part that kept on growing. It's like waiting to hear something.
Yeah, waiting to fight.
Because you know for sure something's coming out of the tree. You know for sure wherever that was is going to be moving through the leaves somehow. And then next thing you heard was a digital beep, 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 beep.
I don't want to tell them that part.
I know, I'm sorry, but
before you get to that
part, I lost my heart.
Yeah, before you get to that part. Well, see, I had finally got my breathing under control. And I'd calm down, man. People don't understand fear and adrenaline, knowing that you're going to have to fight, that you're getting ready to fight for your life. Your adrenaline really starts going, and I got it to calm down so I could not die of my own adrenaline, and I would be able to fight, and I would have energy because I felt like I was just draining everything out because I was at this high moment of fight. And like I said, once I got my crap together and was able to calm down, we heard this cricket, beep, 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 did sound like a modem, digital cricket thing go floating by. And I'm like you, that's when I had my second heart attack. I was already having a first heart attack, and then that thing happened.
Yep.
and he'll tell you more about his. He's told me stuff that he hasn't told you guys still, because I don't think he wants to, because it's probably
I'll speak it, but no, you're rolling on it. I'm just like, I'll let you.
But some of the intensity of the story and him dealing with he stopped his own heart.
The quieter they got, the more quiet I think I have to get.
He thought they heard
that was the issue.
There was one thing.
It was at that point. Yeah, you're right.
That you said one time that was trying to pull a voice out of him. It was trying to pull him to get him to
vocalize something in my mouth. It was like some type of vibration was coming, and it was trying to get me to vocalize something in my throat, because it was like trying to sense out how many was here.
We were our tent was between two boulders on both sides, and so we were laying flat on our back, and I think we were hidden, and they knew where they were, but they wanted us to give up our location. So I'm really sure
it was this vibration. It was so tight, it felt so real that I had to get my tongue up to the top of my mouth and have my teeth and jaw tight, and just like kept like pressure on my mouth just to hold that vibration down from coming out, because it kept on wanting to come up, and I was like, I'm not giving it nothing.
Yeah.
So far it knows there's only one person, which is my dad, and he went out to piss earlier, and I'm guessing that's, I like that odds of it knowing there's only one person, because two people, it might freak them out and make them run away. So I did not want to give them a second chance of recognizing there's another person around.
Yeah, and so
and give up dad. That's fine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Throw him under the bus and I can run.
I raised three boys, and this one here, I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Matthew.
That's a dad.
I still apologize for getting them in these horrifying experiences. I'm just a good guy that goes out in the woods. I didn't know there was monsters and things out there.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, after the cricket sound modem thing floats by, I'm doing better at my second heart attack. I'm holding my light. Every once in a while, I would drift off, and I would make sure my light was still in my hand. I'd drift off. I'd make sure I'd catch myself almost snoring, and I'd wake up, and I'm still in terror. And then I don't know how long it was after that, but we heard this boom, and I'm like, oh no, here we go again. What the hell is this? And coming
me up again.
Boom, and then you heard coming down the mountain. Doom, 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 doom. You could hear something big is coming down the mountain, and that
4 steps, 4 times. Yep.
Oh, I remember it well, and never forget it.
All the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it stopped at the tree in that area,
right before it. Yeah.
Basically,
that's
we're cutting some of this short, but that's when you had pulled your gun up.
It was already out from the very tree beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but my thumb got onto the hammer part because it was getting that close where, it was the type of fear that we were in. I didn't want to give up our position. So making that one click would have definitely put us out and lose the position that we're in, that it doesn't know where we're at type of deal. So I didn't want to do one click unless I have to. And it got to the last 4 steps, and I was about to pull the click back. And that's whenever I told Dad, I'm about to fire this gun, and it did its last 2 steps, and it stopped. Yeah. So I didn't have to pull the hammer back.
Of course, I was like, buddy, you can shoot the hell out of any damn thing. I am done here tonight. I'm done. Shoot me.
I think I heard a telepathy from him or something, but I felt the energy too. I was like,
we were so done. And so after that, that's when we started going up that location, and we started putting out things and putting out paperwork and putting out pictures and we were doing little dolls at the time and rocks
later on,
and we wasn't following Bigfooters, because there wasn't a lot
at the time. There wasn't think about it,
everyone back then, everybody said they're demons and they're going to kill you, and so we're out there with guns and protecting ourselves, but we were still experimenting, and then that's how we end up with all kinds of different things as far as the experiences throughout the years. And like I said, with Matt's come along with his telepathy and those abilities. And now we've learned a whole lot. That boom was a giant. His name is George. And we know him. He's 178 years old. And, he's helped us with so much information. All that information, those are some of the links I sent you. You know, we document everything, all the readings. You know, Matthew talks to George. It's a reading. I'm like, I'm gonna write that down. He talks to Scott. Scott tells us stuff. We write that down. Well, or we make a video. We try to document it. We try to document everything we learn.
Y'all might want to hear this part, because I mean, how I started talking to Scott was actually me talking to him saying, "Hey, I need to see you some point. You know, I gotta know if I'm going to be talking on behalf of you. I gotta at least see you. I gotta at least know that you are real. I gotta see you as, you know, that you're who you stand to be, who you are. You know." And then one night when I went out to usually lock up my chickens like usual, I went to the cow field and I saw that the full moon light was flickering on and off. So I went and looked, and I noticed on the very top of the biggest tree we have up there, this black shadow inside of this tree, waving the tree all the way over to one side of the moon to the other side of the moon. And it's the tallest tree. He was at the very top, waving it all the way left and right. He did it more than 7 times. I counted 3 times in disbelief and like try to pinch myself, walk away. It was like trying not to look at it, like thinking I'm in the dream. I look right back at him. I'm like, he's still doing it. This is real freaking life. I'm going to smack the heck out of myself as much as I want. This is happening. And after the 7th or 10th time, I lost count, is whenever he stopped waving, and I saw him coming down the tree, and I saw him bring out his arm to reach up for another branch. And it was like his arm was like spread out, you know, to actually come down. So I was like, well, I can't say that he's not there, and I can't say I'm not talking to him.
Right.
So that's how that came about, to where I got my confirmation I'm talking to Bigfoot. You know, his name came from Scott because he got like Scottish blood from what he told us.
Yeah, his dad's 6 toes, mom's 5 toes. Dad's red, mom's brown.
Yeah.
But they've told us
mom's black, actually.
She's black.
Yeah, she's black, and the dad's
red.
Red.
Yeah, I remember that. See, I don't remember that. He's kind of like Edgar Casey. He tells me things. A lot of times you don't even remember what he said, but I keep up with everything he says because I don't miss anything.
It's true.
So they're telling you this stuff, I guess, mental telepathy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys named them.
Well, they don't like the names. They don't put names on themselves, and they got me to call
we call him
Scott the Bigfoot Scott because just so we have a way to disguise who he is, you know, so we can talk about him. You know, we could call him the Sun or something like that, but they don't really got names. Not this clan. Now, other clans they might have names for other clans. And you got like Bigfoots that are family oriented. Then you got Sasquatches type that are like got ET mutant, got messed with by the government. Who knows what? Yeah. Not family oriented, or their families got broken up and they got put back in the wild. So now they might be obnoxious for lots of people.
And I like to use Bigfoot societies. People think there's clans. I mean, there's Bigfoots everywhere.
Society,
they're basically societies, and they're all different.
So how many is in the clan that you're friendly with?
The ones that they're showing me, the amount that they want to show me, it would be I think a total of 4 or 5. Okay. Yeah, about 5, I think. I think there was a new one that came out.
They just got back from Kentucky. They had left for the when all the leaves are gone. They have no coverage, and the IFR is really clear through the woods, and the military hunts them. And so anyway, they went. They've been up at Kentucky. And, you know, they were able to get back into this area. I kind of know when they're back in the area because all the deer show up and all the turkeys. Because, see, that's their, you know, I see how it works. It's their family. They take care of all that. That's also their pets, and them, you know, they eat them too, I guess, you know. But it's all
like farmers, right?
Yeah,
what's
they
the
raise
difference?
Chickens, but they raise turkeys and deer instead. But,
do you ever have any of you said you raised chickens?
Yeah.
Do
you ever have any of them go missing or anything that a Bigfoot would have taken?
No, they actually tried to mix their turkeys with our chickens, and then we took a bow and arrow. We
just got a new crossbow, so we had to test it out.
We shot at it, and the Scott was like, "Guys, I try to help you out, you know, because I mean, they actually tried to mix their turkeys with our chickens, try to help us learn more, but no, we don't have any problems like anything.
The cat's gone missing. No,
we don't have no problems with any. We don't have nothing but, well, Scott's birthday came up one year, and he could tell because of the flowers, the poplar trees. That's when he was born. And we thought, what can we want to do something for his birthday. And we're thinking apples, cookies, peanut butter. And actually he wanted more of us to bless the land with tobacco. So we went up and set up on the mountain, and we went to a place and we burnt tobacco. And that year, everything showed up. All kinds of stuff bloomed. Dragonflies showed up.
Bushes that never flowered before.
Fruit trees are showing up that we didn't plant. I mean, it's been like a miracle. And that's one thing that a lot of people think Bigfoot's, if you want to gift them, bless the land, because that's what they are. They really are about the forest and the land.
And, that kind of leads us into this first question that Boondock Mojo said. Did you guys ever leave them any tobacco?
We did. We tried gifting them tobacco, and
they took it.
They didn't take the tobacco, and like I said, I believe up in when we used to gift up in Kentucky, but that wasn't we homegrown tobacco. We grow tobacco now, but we didn't give them any of our tobacco
at the time. We didn't because we had it.
But I think they prefer us burn it and bless the land. I don't know why. I don't know what that does. It does something. Don't ask me. We're Cherokee blood, but we have Cherokee DNA, but we don't really know the culture that we probably should know.
No, we don't.
But we don't gift apples or nothing. We don't gift nothing because, like I said, we tried to gift them, but they prefer now if we gift it, we go up on the hill and we burn tobacco. That's how we gift. Really, we don't do any of it because I don't think they want anything except for us to bless the land, and it really works. We don't have the tornadoes and the storms. We don't have by blessing the land with tobacco, and it makes it a better place for them. And they appreciate. I know they appreciated up in Kentucky. They appreciated us what we did up there because we changed the land. Somehow or another, humans have the ability to bless land and make it better.
Well, it seems like the animal population kind of increased a little bit, or like something came up, where you're like feeding the deers or you're feeding the squirrels, and there was more life in that area. And I think they kind of like that because you're giving to the forest, you're giving to the animals, you're giving to nature. Of course, don't give too much to where they're needing what you're giving to the land. Of course, give leniently the right amount, balanced amount,
Speaking of being blessed, another member of the Misfit Toys is joining us tonight. Here's Tex is up here now. Hey, Tex.
Hey, there's Tex front porch. How you doing, Tex?
What's up, man?
Hey, I found Tex it ain't been a month. I found him. Started watching his stuff about a month or so. We started following in and enjoying Tex. He's got great conversations and lots of fun people. It's good. We're meeting a lot of good people.
Yes,
that's the Bigfoot community is full of a lot of good people.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
I think honestly, because I know a lot of people hate people and the people suck and all this kind. But I think honestly, most people are generally good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every genre, no matter what it is, has a few bad seeds, but for the most part, everybody's good.
Well, it's kind of squeaky wheel gets the grease, so the bad ones get the press. I mean that's just how it is. But
any excuse to get out in the woods is in camp and get the family out, and so we love all the Bigfooters. I don't care what level of understanding you're at. I don't care if it's your first time you've been in the woods, your very first experience, or you've been doing it for 20 years. We follow and we support anybody that is doing that, getting together, getting in the woods, going camping. That's what it's about.
Checking it out.
So
Yep.
do you guys go to the same spot all the time, or do you guys go to all kinds of different places in the Kentucky, Tennessee area?
Well, you can imagine since we know our foots, they're a little different. We don't really need to go nowhere, but we do have a favorite spot in Kentucky near Stearns that we love. Last time we ran ourselves out because we ran. They came in as 3 owls came in on us, and then they turned into coyotes, and I ran for the truck. And so we're still trying to get up because that wasn't the gang that's not the clan that lives here. That was a different bunch. So, and then the ones down, we cover from near Chattanooga down in Coker Creek, Tennessee, all the way up into Kentucky, this East Tennessee area, that line. And those boogers down there that live on a friend of mine's property, they're fun. They're a hoot. They make me nervous as hell. They're little crazy guys. They run around your camper at night. And I'm like sitting there with my hand on the LED light saying, if you guys don't calm down, I will flip this light on because but that's great. That's a group that's really crazy. Ours, I love ours here. Ours are a lot more cooler Bigfoots as far as calm and that type. And then up in Kentucky, those guys are a little rambunctious. They run in on us. That one time I ran for the door. As soon as I touched the door, it went quiet. Never heard another owl, another peep. But I've got to, that's the three. I guess you could say we study three groups, 3 types, so that we've come to know.
And the ones up in Kentucky, they got bigger breaks than the ones down in Coker Creek area.
Coker Creek, Georgia.
They got smaller breaks, smaller arches, smaller tree work. But I like
to call the ones down in starting to get down in North Carolina, down into Georgia. My mom's up in Ellijay, Georgia. I like to call those more like boogers because they're seems like a smaller species. They do smaller breaks. They still do the strangest things you've ever seen. You're like, why would they stick a deer's head up its butt? Don't know. But they will do stuff that make you go, I don't get what they're doing, but it's fascinating anyway.
Yeah. I think it's just fascinating that you get to know these Bigfoot, and you communicate with them and name them. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's changed our like I said, we talked to George the Giant, and then we talked to the Appalachian Dragon, and we talked to Scorpion King, and those are long stories. They all he talks to Gaia, and all these came along in sequence based on need to know knowledge, like from the spiritual world. It's like, Gaia didn't come along until you started talking to the Appalachian Dragon, which is the Appalachian Mountains is one of the dragons that lay down to protect Gaia during Maldak when they blew up that planet.
That became the asteroid belt.
And so that we're living on it. We're living on the Appalachian Dragon. We're living on quartz and crystals, which is the body of the Appalachian, that dragon, which runs all the way down through probably Florida and Key West and all the way up to Greenland. Whereas the Rocky Mountain Dragon, that's a female dragon. She runs all the way up to Alaska.
Her tail ends at, and it goes all the way back down to the.
We're all living on top of dragons, but it's their bodies that have crystallized, but the energy is still in those rocks of those. So
the spirit of the dragon is still on the earth, right? That's pretty much where it goes down to, the spirit of the dragon. He said that he doesn't have to come back to life. You know why? Because he knows himself in spirit.
Yeah, he knows himself, so he doesn't have to keep.
Why do you have to come back if you already know yourself? Yeah. That's where he's at in his consciousness, right? Well, that's what I got from him.
Yeah.
That's nothing greater than that. If you already know yourself in spirit, then what more do you need to know?
Exactly.
No, that's true.
It's interesting.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Paul.
No, go on, Tex.
You're sure.
You're the guy.
No, go ahead.
Go on. I'll arm wrestle you for it.
Tex knows all about the arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Boondock Mojo said, and I think I've never thought about this. I've never thought about it. The Earth is a carcass.
It is.
Right.
Yeah, Earth is her. And like the pyramids, You know, they were talking about those columns. Actually, there's nothing underneath them. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's all mud. That's all. They used to.
Silt.
The world was all. What's that rock? Bedrock.
Bedrock.
That remember you've seen all the mud floods and all the buildings. Well, guess the pyramids also have underneath them basically a whole lot of mud before it gets down to the bedrock. So it's going to be.
The Earth used to bend in the beginning. Was what the guy showed me is that she was solid bedrock with crystals as tall as these trees, as tall as skyscrapers, as tall as these crystals. We used to been on a crystal land. This used to been all crystals and what's that one rock? Granite, stuff like that, and over time, death, decay, life, death, decay, life, death,
floods, and all that.
Keeps on growth, and also moldex, winds, and rain and water came from that, and some added stuff from the cosmos that came and just dropped more loads onto Earth. That's what created more land and more growth, and of course decay too. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Now you said that they go away and then they come back. Like when they go, do they migrate or what? Where do they go?
Well, let me say that we had poachers in our back property.
Gotcha.
And I had trail cams, and luckily I caught the dude on trail cam dragging a deer out. So I think we got rid of them. But we also had, I think, what you want to call Bigfoot hunters. We had a couple set up, a couple hides that were silver tarps. So they were doing, and it looked like government type setups. And so we've had them. And so our guys, our buddies, Scott and them, they moved close, but not. And they moved out of this area because of that. I think we've got a lot of that cleaned up now because we're working with our neighbors, our other neighbors. We all try to take care of the land, and they feed the deer. And they, we don't have a large population. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee. We don't have a population here of deer to harvest. That's just a sensible thing. You don't harvest the population of any animal, and if they can't sustain themselves, you don't do it. That's just a sensible thing,
Right.
people. And but when the greenery went down, I know they left this winter, and we were like, and he talked to Scott, hey, what's up? And it's because the greenery on the tree, they couldn't, they don't have no protection, so they went up to Kentucky for a while just to be able to have safety. And then I woke up one morning and I got a message from a psychic friend of ours that said, I think Scott got caught. And I was like, oh shit, my heart dropped. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, Matt got up and I was like, Matt, what's up with Scott? So he said, no, it's all fine. And I was like, what happened? Well, and Scott said, Scott was out there and they came in on him. Of course, he got away. He had some help from Scorpion King, but he got away. Yeah. But the thing was he got away, and where was he going?
I'm trying to remember the story.
Well, Scott got away. Oh yeah. And then I was like, well, Scott, don't be. So come back. Just stop moving, because he's kind of a worker for him. He kind of goes out and he helps some of the clan. But I was like, Scott, why don't you stop doing everything and just sleep, man? Stop running around doing all the things you do. And he goes, I was sleeping. And they still try to track him down. He's a Bigfoot, but he's kind of a, what do you call it? They go around and help other tribes.
Other clans. It's like the Native Americans. Whenever the across country Native Americans, what they do is go across each tribe and keep communication between the tribes. That's what he was doing. That's what his father
That's what
does,
his father
and his father
and
wants to pass the torch to him.
His father will go to Mexico, all the way up the Rockies, all the way up into Canada, all back around. And they have a big giant meeting every year in the Smoky Mountains. There's a lot of Foots come into the Smokies every year. Smokies have a huge, because they come down from Canada and everywhere. The Bigfoots have the best parties. Knowing that, they're the best, but us humans couldn't attend them because we couldn't handle the energy.
Yeah.
But so they do travel around a lot more, and they are a lot more sophisticated.
Powwows. That's what you can call it, a powwow, what the Native Americans call it,
Right.
I think that's what
They have
call
their
it,
powwow. Yeah,
powwows.
like Native American. Yeah, they practice a lot of the Native Americans, but they do still go out and help each other's. And I don't even know what the word for it is. I can't think of it. He's an ambassador. He's kind of an ambassador.
An ambassador, yeah.
I'll call Scott an ambassador. Here's an example of one that we found out. Scott was out in the Rockies, and he is basically trying to take over his dad's roles, take over his dad's shoes, doing that kind of work. And he was standing, and he got out there, and all the other Foots were like, "Yeah, whatever, man." He was only 18. Scott's young.
At the time,
he's a young Foot. At the time, he's like, he'll be 19 this year.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Scott's out there, and he put his hands up in the air and was basically saying, "God, I don't know, whatever, use me," that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And on his back, there was a silhouette of lightning bugs that went around his back and lit up, and they went up and down his chakra and lit up. And the Foots that were there that he had went to visit saw that. And of course, the next day they're like, "Hey, man, we kind of like you." And Scott had no idea. It took him a while before he found out what had happened.
Yeah, it took him about a week later.
That supernatural event happened.
That was in the Rocky Mountains, is what I saw it as.
Mountains, right?
Yeah.
And so, but at that point, I would too. I'd be like, "Oh, I think this person's special."
Mm-hmm.
But ain't that the coolest stuff? And he can't. I mean, Matthew is my son, and he's not smart enough to make this crap up. So I mean, he
really, guys, he's right.
You can't make this stuff up.
I think about other things. I like to live life and build things and do stuff. We have a full life. We have rental properties. We're family owned business. We're family successful. We don't need money. We don't sell books. We're not monetized. It just kind of fell in our lap. It was one of the things to talk about. It came in.
I have a question for you guys. So, Bigfoot, people see them. Sometimes they don't. Thank you, Amy. What do you think, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
Thank you, Amy.
That a Bigfoot, trusts you guys enough to talk to, because I think, you're talking about like spiritual gifts and stuff like that. I believe everybody's open to that. However, not everybody speaks with Bigfoot either. So I guess my question is what sets you guys apart? What makes them want to talk to you and feel comfortable with you?
I'll give you my opinion.
Okay.
My opinion is we've been here almost 30 years. He was raised on this property. Matt used to run with the Foots when he was a kid. They would run beside him.
Okay.
18 months old.
18. Mom says 18 months old.
Who?
My wife says he was
18 months old.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, Mom said that I would walk around the whole property at 18 months old, let alone that.
I'm ex-Air Force, 10 years in the military, nuclear weapons. I'm trained on every nuclear weapon in the United States Air Force stockpile. I've got an engineering degree, aeronautical engineering degree, and all this stuff. And so, but I came here to get back to the land. I bought land in Tennessee. I brought my boys here. I raised my boys here. I raised them. I want them to be like me. I was raised in the woods as a kid. And so I brought them here. They came up. They spent their lives in the trees, climbing the trees, running. And that to me is what had happened. And plus this land is very special because it's full of crystals and granite and whatever you call it. I mean, this place is geodes and springs. So I think that they've been watching us for all these years, and they knew Matt's intentions has always been, he's just a farmer like me. He likes to grow food. He loves Mother Nature. He loves animals. We have animals, and we've always been that way. And so I believe maybe that's why they have been helping us. But I think they're part of I know they're in the same situation humans are. They're trying to evolve like humans. They fight. They fight and they have problems and they have their own battles and wars just like humans do. So I think they're along the side of the human race trying to get better.
Well, what I'm remembering for myself, it kind of seems like it's a memory that Scott has as well. It's kind of interesting. But it was whenever I used to run to my buddy's house. See, we're in Tennessee Hills. Guys, I gotta run a mile to my friend's house, and that's an uphill climb. And I did it full-heartedly all the time with my buddy Samuel. I always ran full-hearted to his house, and ran back home full-hearted. Like, no slow down. Do my 100%. Because I learned that from my dad. Do your all. 100% on anything and everything that you ever do.
Absolutely.
So that's the practice I always took whenever I went to the woods. 100% all that I am. And I think that's what got him to spark his interest against me, because while I was running up this one road of ours, I saw this black shadow up there running with me. I even heard it in the woods. I stopped and it stopped, and I moved and it moved. I was like, well, this is pretty interesting. Whatever it is, I'm going to keep on running and hope it doesn't catch me. Run faster than the dog is what was in my mind. So I ran faster than the dog.
Now, Scott's like 20. You're 28 now. Scott's 28. Like 18, 19.
So he's like 10 years younger than me.
You
and,
guys.
He was already running like a year, 2 years old or something like that. You know, it doesn't take long for a Bigfoot to run.
And you guys mentioned a key word too, intentions. And I believe that. I believe you guys are good. I believe your intentions are good, and I believe like other, not only people, but animals of all sorts, all beings, all creatures can see that off of people. So I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And like I said, the people that go into the woods, they have open heart, open minds, they'll have open contact with ETs or Bigfoots or whatever. If you're open minded and open hearted, that's really the key, isn't it?
Yeah, like the elves. You can see the elves and stuff like that. I haven't seen elves. I haven't seen goblins and stuff like that.
We haven't seen ETs over that
little
beeping thing one night.
Yeah, we heard of that.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Yeah.
We don't.
And our foots are not. The ETs they're not real popular with our foots. Our foots like, nah, it's okay, thank you.
So, this Bigfoot clan, they don't appreciate ETs at all. They've seen what they've done to their family tribes, type of deal. So if there's a good AT out there, they're like, sorry, we're still going to be disconnected.
Well, supposedly there's like 3 ET races that have spiritual connection. So I don't know who they are, but
one of them's in Orion, supposedly, is what I heard. But that's one planet in the Orion area.
Or something,
I have no clue.
We're supposed to be talking about Bigfoot.
But yeah.
Another question here from Boondock Mojo. Have they ever spoke about Dogman, the Bigfoots?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a friend of ours, Stacy.
Stacy Big
Havoc. What's Stacy's name? That's my wife for all this sub information.
She's thinking of looking it up.
He was going to marry a Bigfoot, and the Bigfoot tribe, the elders said no, because he wants us to be seen. He wants the world to know about these things, and he was going to marry a Bigfoot, and her name is Flower. Haslett. Yeah, Stacy Haslett. You can Google him or YouTube him, and he's our buddy. He comes out and stays with us. We have, like I said, we have Airbnb rentals. All of our Bigfoot buddies and all you Bigfoot people out there that coming through Knoxville, come by, come out and hang out with us. But anyway, he was going to marry a Bigfoot named Flower, and but Flower, Matt's talked to Flower, he can talk to him. And Flower's dad is a dog man, and her mom is a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's right.
Right. So some dog men are Bigfoots.
Yeah, and I never saw the picture that he had about Flower. He took picture of Flower, and he got the picture, and she got a nose. She got a snout. And that's what he said. Like, she has a little snout. It kind of looked like a regular monkey face, but it's like a snout. It's not really a monkey.
Yeah.
So that's what he was like. Don't know what that's about. But
is she more aggressive? Because dogmen are known to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is she's from the booger side.
Booger and the dogman side. So she's a little. Right. She's not well accepted with many clans because she got those two mixes. So they kind of like think that she's a mix of the government or something like that.
Yeah.
When they first look at her.
The other clans nervous when you get too many mixes because the ET government hacks.
And she's not. And that's the issue. She's not. So it's like kind of hard for Stacy and her to travel around.
Yeah, Stacy Havoc. What's his? Haslett. Many of the Bigfoot people know him. He's like Janice Carter. These are the people that have been raised with them. You can go back and you can look them up. These are older people in the Bigfoot world that have been around for years.
Janice Appleton
they used to run the conventions and stuff. But I guess there's new people in those things.
There's been speculation that the Gugway might be a half breed between a Bigfoot and a dog person, I guess you could say. Upright walking canid. But what are we really dealing with out there? I mean, is that are we on the right track here, or what? As far as the Gugway goes, or are they just a whole different kind of? Are they just the assholes of the Bigfoot community?
Right.
Well,
what's a Dugway?
I never heard of a Dugway.
A Gugway?
A Gugway is a face eater.
Oh, face eater. Dugway, face eater.
Face eater.
It's
Is that like
Gugwe?
Is that like the It?
Well,
because the It is they like raise their kids in dead carcasses. I mean, the Indians don't like talking about the
skin.
It.
Yeah, they
skinwalkers.
Never speak of their name with heart.
So I don't
but
know,
this
those are face eaters.
type of
Maybe
deal.
the It.
Yeah,
which is a ugly.
They have no good intent type of deal. That it's like they've been so manipulated so badly that they just they have to eat blood, like straight up. So it's like the host has to be living type of deal. It's what I see from them. That's what I'm saying through Scott. What they are, their energy of what they are, and he's telling me I should not remote view those skinwalkers type of deal because they can do some attachments and stuff like that. So that's good that he's showing me that.
That's good. That'd be good. I think you don't bring them here.
Yeah, exactly right. That's why you never say of them in heart. They have bad intent. So
well, I mean, I've heard about them like they raise their babies in like a dead carcass body. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's some crazy stuff to be.
And they need the blood to grow the fetus. Is that
right? Yeah.
Fetus is the baby. Okay,
right.
Yeah. They need the blood to grow
so
another host. It's like a parasite. The way they're showing me,
like a worm.
That's interesting.
And you're remote viewing this?
Through Scott. Well, I'm seeing it through Scott. Yeah,
through Scott's eyes.
Through Scott's eyes of what he feels from, or what he experienced from those type of creatures. So yeah. Wow. Remote viewing to Scott, from what he knows.
Well, like Scott, like we had a friend to kind of give you an idea. You're trying to figure out what he's doing. We had a friend in Kentucky that had a bad experience camping or hunting, and I run into him on Facebook. So because I try to get the people before they go out with machine guns. Say, no, don't. Let me just talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we had Scott go up to Kentucky, check it out, and help work it out where he was hunting. He was hunting too close to a clan's place, and so he needed to move. And so anyway, my buddy, he went out, as he was learning this, and he was learning that Bigfoots are not like, we're not, they don't want you. It's not that they don't want you to hunt; they want you to stay out of trouble with them. And anyway, he went out to. He was at the one's place, and I get this message from him one morning, and he had there was a big buck that came walking within, I don't know, what did he say, 5-10 foot from him.
I think he said 10 or
10
8
foot. And he said that buck come up and walked up to him, and he was looking at some stuff like an old house and the things on the ground, and he said that buck actually lay down, and so later on I asked Matt, I said, was that Scott? And Scott replied, no, it was not me, but I was in the deer.
He did put his spirit in the deer. Well, the clan did put his spirit into that deer.
Right.
Just do him respect, because
to show this our buddy that
yes, get onto the other side of the ridge will be good, because what I saw was that the Bigfoot clan that ran him out, they literally just set shop at a little cave den in that area, and then here comes a hunter, so they're like, dang gun it, we can't get away from nobody. So it was that type of situation. So he ran them off.
But anyway, he's had, like I said, our Kentucky buddy. We've been talking for 2 or 3 years, and it started from that. And he's doing great now, and he hunts now, and he has no problems. And they do gift him, and he does gift them. And but it was really the reason the reason Scott showed him that buck was to show him that there is something higher than you might understand, and open his mind, to open people's mind and think about spirit and think about God and believe these things and see these, look at the mysteries and open your consciousness, right?
The deer was laying there for 3 hours while the metal scrap.
The deer was laying there for 3 hours while he was metal scrapping or
Yeah.
splitting wood.
And he's been hunting deer his
Wow.
life, so that was supernatural.
Wow.
Right.
And by the way, thank Mama for being off camera just a little bit and contributing here. Appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
she's got plenty of experiences. A lot of times she's got to jump in the seat and tell her stuff because she's been out there. She had one try to make her howl one time.
And did make
We
it
were
howl.
out. Well, she did howl. We were up in Big South Fork, and we'd been drinking a little wine, and it got.
That was before.
Okay,
Big
well, anyway,
wine.
let me.
Okay.
So we got. I can't remember. We have no fun, and there was some going on, but she made a howl, and I looked at her like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, and I don't want to die. I can't protect you against whatever's out here." At that time, we didn't know, and we wasn't talking to Scott, so we had no connection with what was going on. And she said that she felt like it was trying to show her how to bring it up from her diaphragm and make that howl, but she
She
stopped
just released
herself.
it too.
Yeah, she did let one out.
Yeah.
Just to, I mean,
It echoed the holler
I've
and
been
the
married.
holler over.
I've been married to that crazy woman almost 30 years or better. I've never seen her do anything like that.
And I do a better howl than Bobo.
Yeah, she says she does better howl than Bobo.
Wonder what kind of look she just gave you for.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, I'm looking around the corner.
She got a curtain round between.
She's,
so we're
she's
good.
British, so we have a lot of fun.
Real quick, you sent me some links before. I wanted to at least get one of them in.
Yeah, sure. You could just play there's little shorts, or at least pop in.
You can
I
pause
went
it
through
in.
and kind of just picked out what we thought cool gifts, cool experiences, that kind of stuff. Some of the real physical stuff.
So the one that I'm going to play right now, and we have about 6 minutes or so. It's the one with the paper that's folded, the photo.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
ain't that cool? You're gonna like this. This is cool.
Okay, here we go. Let me. Whoop, hang on. Here we go. Got to put that on there, and I got to go here. Okay.
Okay, so what happened here?
Can you hear that?
Well,
Yeah.
I just rock.
Yeah.
Right here.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess
So we found it like
The
that
wind
the
blows
next
through.
day.
Yeah.
And what happened to him?
He got folded twice.
How did it get folded? What were they doing? How did he get folded?
He's a short man.
Oh, they made him shorter.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Get the camera
I
on.
don't know, but you picked it up. It was on the ground.
Yeah, it makes him look shorter.
All right, make him tall.
Yeah, what folds a piece of paper
groove.
and puts it back up under the
Oh,
stick?
wow.
And you got short.
So they were actually putting out. They're short. They're small.
Yeah, little
I
people.
believe they're
That's up
small.
in Kentucky.
I believe they're little guys.
That's
Truth.
interesting.
Truth, ain't it?
Yeah.
Truth. What animals can fold paper?
Well, none that I know of. Maybe a raccoon, but why would a raccoon fold a piece of paper in the middle of the woods? Be eating food instead. Yeah, a raccoon
Right.
didn't eat the food.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like an example. And we don't know. We put it out flat. You can see the before and after picture later on in that little video. And I printed up pictures like that place that we go to, Kentucky, is full of tridents and burial mounds. And I think there's something to do with the energy. The trees grow sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is. My camera up there will just shake like it's got electromagnetic properties or something on. And that's where we gift them. But we would set out pictures and they would do stuff like that. And we don't know what it is about, but it's fascinating because something folded it and put it back up out of the stick.
That's crazy.
Right.
Right. Yeah, put it back under the stick, let alone, right?
Yeah. Handled it. It was dirty. A brand new clean piece of paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of those type of deals.
Yeah, we got a lot of that.
Okay, we got another one. We have time for maybe one more. The best gift ever.
Yes. I'll
This
tell
is
you
kind of
some history.
this is really cool.
Thank you.
Hang on. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
First thing we find is beside our Bigfoot. He looks like we were given a gift. Doesn't look like there's the human traffic around here. But old Bigfoot, he brought us a gift, or the forest people brought us a gift.
Yeah, that's it there.
Had to
And
talk about this.
And it was left just like that.
well, that's how I took it back to the camp. I held it up like a shrine, you know.
A mile out in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it here. You can, that's but let me see.
That's how we walked up and saw it, by the way.
Yeah, well, this
We
is
walked
it.
up and
now
saw it
there's
that way.
history behind this. We found out later,
Okay.
but Scott's mom had to drink some of this bottle when she gave birth to her little one now,
Abby.
How much left is in there?
Abby.
But yeah.
And then they had to put some of this on Abby's chest when she was born to help with the colic. And anyway, that was set there by George. George gave us that, George the Giant. And so, yeah, that's super, super special. That's the best thing we've ever received. I mean, I did receive, we was out to ATV and
Just
I did
in our
receive this
backwoods.
turtle shell. That's all 3 pieces.
Still
Right
do.
now, I
Wow.
did glue this piece on here, but
The front
we were
face.
on our ATVs and we went walking up the creek. I just took a pee right where I found this thing right beside my ATV. And I come back and it was sitting there. And that was a gift that Scott gave us.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. So, I mean, this is pretty special because, I mean, that's impossible. And it was sitting there with all the shells. You know, like so I did glue that piece.
It was
But,
all together.
and so that bottle,
that
that was
front
way
door.
back. That bottle that you have to hike into Tennessee from Kentucky, and it's about a mile or so in, and it's up on a ridge, and it's not we haven't shown no one because no one's ever went there. And we'd definitely show anybody, especially people that are into camping and going out with the family and stuff, because we think that's really great stuff.
It's a
And
nice mile walk, and it's simple. And
so we
drive
know
out
for a
far.
fact no one was out there. No one found that place.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was amazing. That was one morning that we went up there, and it was sitting there, and it was dry. It hadn't been damaged or anything. Been cared for. And of course, we take care of it too.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
Very cool.
That is very cool. That is
is
very
that cool?
That's awesome, dude.
That's great.
Well, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been fun. Very, very interesting as well.
Well, thank you very much, Paul, for having us. And
Oh, sure.
Heck
And
yeah.
guys, don't forget to head out over to their website, Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot. The link is here somewhere. It's in chat somewhere. It's also in the show notes. I don't have it handy right now. Make sure you go on over there and check out their website and for some more great stuff. So, guys, we appreciate you. And you guys don't have to go. You more than welcome to stay while we give away some stuff. So
Cool.
hang
yeah,
out.
we're gonna hang out and watch it on the thing. Thank you, Krista. Thanks, Tex, for coming in, saying hi.
Thank you,
We
Tex.
appreciate you, sir.
Great to meet you.
And we appreciate all you guys, and thank you for the opportunity to at least open up some consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, because
Really.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
glad all the Bigfoot people are out there, and I love everyone in the Bigfoot world. There's so many I didn't get to really look through the chat, but it's cool, and we're excited to be a part of the whole crazy thing.
Yeah, it's fun talking to everybody. Yeah, it's fun, guys.
It's fun.
Thank
It's
you.
fun putting faces and voices with names
Yes.
in chat. So,
You
yeah,
know
guys, we appreciate you coming on here.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Good meeting y'all. Y'all
Thanks,
stay
guys.
safe out there.
All right,
You
thanks,
as well.
Tex.
All right.
Cool.
Good to
All
meet
right. So we have, and now look, we got BMR coming on. Hey, BMR.
you.
Hey, what's
Oh.
up, everybody? Hey, Tennessee,
It's
Kentucky,
Rob.
Bigfoot fellas.
It looks like you have like Milwaukee Brewers colors on tonight.
No, I Wolverine colors on. You can't tell my bandana's faded a tad.
Oh, so they're pretty much the same colors. I associate it with
Yeah, I know,
not Michigan. I don't associate it with Michigan.
Well, I don't recognize Ohio, so.
Well, if he was wearing red, if he looked like he got the whole Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, right.
Hogan, yeah.
There you go.
I'm
Well,
waiting
the
for
red
a
is-
pharmaceutical.
I wait for the red. I wait for the summer to sport the red.
Mhm.
All right,
So
so
look
guys,
at you
we
being all
have.
fashion conscious with your.
I got to blend in, man. I'm a media personality, brother.
Right.
You're gonna be
Hey,
wearing
you guys, the Kentucky boys and Tennessee guys, you did a good show, man.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Rob.
it, man.
Heck yeah.
I just found your channel now in a month or so ago, somehow or
man.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to start finding some more people out there because it's
Awesome.
we
Thanks.
appreciate it. I love your show, man. It's fascinating. I love the
Oh.
stories. It's
Oh,
just
thank you.
good
You
stuff
know it,
coming.
man.
Appreciate
Heck
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, guys, we have some giveaways to do. And Krista, you have the thingamabobber there ready, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used this present or invite button, but we're going to try it. If it don't work, I'll go to the regular old way.
Okay.
Oh, it works.
Does it? Oh, it does. Okay, so I need to share my screen. Share screen. So I don't know which order they're in, though.
Okay. Which order I want them to go in, or which order?
Well, I can't. I don't know which order they're in to do.
Oh, on the thing. Okay.
This one, I think, is the first one you wanted. I think. I can't promise till I share it.
You can share it, and then we'll figure it out.
Okay. Can you see that?
No, we got to put it on the screen. There we go.
Can now.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one's going to be one of my T-shirts.
Yep.
So
You tell me when to hit the buttons.
okay, so you need to type in the word paranormal in all caps. Does it have to be in all caps?
I believe
No.
so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I just do it all caps just in case.
Yeah, just to be safe.
There you go.
The word paranormal in all caps, and go ahead and hit the button.
Okay. All right.
And this is for not the shirt that I'm wearing right now, but very similar one.
Yep. So if you want a Paranormal Among Us shirt, type in paranormal. Got 11 entries so far. Tell me when to draw it, when to hit it, Paul.
Get 3 more entries. Let's get it to 15.
Okay.
3 more people in there. Paul is on there. Crystal's in there. Grace, why isn't that going up?
Crystal, you have to retype the whole word again. It won't accept that.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's over 40 people in chat, so you at least
Yeah.
15 people. We want free shirt.
Mm-hmm.
okay. One more. We need one more person to type in paranormal. There we go. All right.
There we go. All right, draw. The winner is T-Bone.
T-Bone.
Timo, how appropriate.
Awesome. T-Bone. Thank you so much. T-Bone, email me your information, what size you want, and your address and stuff, and I will get that out to you, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Congratulations, T-Bone.
Now the rest of these are in no particular order. So let's go to the next one. Share screen. Share screen. Let's hit this one here. Share. Oh, it's for blinds.
Oh, and go ahead and
Can I participate in this one?
Of course, we can all participate. It's blondes. BLONDES is the word if you want a blonde.
Oh, I can't participate. I'm under Paranormal Paul. Darn it.
Go in through your phone.
put me in there.
I gotta get up and find my phone.
All right. Well, not yet, guys. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Hang
Okay,
on.
go ahead.
Okay. Now we're collecting. Go for it. Blondes.
Oh, so all of a sudden it went to 6. Okay.
6, 9. Yep.
Hang on, I found my phone.
Okay. Give BMR time to get in there.
What I gotta type in?
Blondes.
Blondes?
BLONDES.
Okay. All right.
Donny Cho, you spelt it wrong. It's
Spelled it
not
wrong, Donny.
Donny.
BLONDES. All right. Are you ready? Should I do it?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All righty.
Amy.
Real awesome.
All right.
Amy.
Awesome. Amy, email me at blondsandbooze@gmail.com and send me your info so we can get that for you.
Yes.
Okay. Am I still sharing screen? Can you guys
No.
still see it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't see the share screen now. No.
Okay. Because I can't tell because I can't see none of you when I do this. So let's go to the next one.
And it doesn't work when I'm trying to talk into a muted microphone.
Yeah.
That doesn't really help.
All right, we'll do this one. Oh, this is BMR's.
Ooh.
And the word is book.
So you will get one of BMR's books. I'm trying to hit the button. Go ahead.
So BMR, what book is it? What one are you
Well,
gonna?
depends. If they've bought any of them, I have book 1 or 2 available.
Okay, awesome.
All right. That's it.
Start collecting.
Book.
And speaking of book, BJ Lapierre has some a website to get some of her books. She's an author too, as well as her name says.
Yeah,
She's got some pretty awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
Check her out too.
Book, singular, not plural. Book.
Yeah, I saw that.
Greg says, I can't read, so this one won't do me any good. Josh says, I got both. I'll sit it out.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
So does Tina C. She's got both your books.
Well, thank you.
Now, would you autograph this one?
Well, yeah, I am sitting at my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You ready for the
Let's
draw?
hit it. Hit it. See who's going to win BMR's book.
BJ.
BJ, awesome.
How appropriate is that? That was
That is
funny.
appropriate. BJ sent me a copy of her book I got last week. So, all right, cool, BJ.
That's really cool. Very cool.
That's awesome.
All right. So next, let's see, share screen again.
We have 2 more to go.
Share screen, share screen.
Book for a book. That's right.
This one is for
Just
Text.
chat. BJ, just put down in chat what book you want, 1 or 2.
Oh. And which one is this?
it's for text. And the word is text, T-E-X. And it is
And he is donating a shirt as well. So
Oh, this is text. Hang on.
Yep.
What I got to type text,
got to
Yep.
type text. T-E-X. All right.
not text this.
Not
no.
Okay.
Okay, Rob.
You got 2 designs to choose from. So you got 2 Dogman designs and a Bigfoot design.
Saw that.
Well, I wanted to make it clear to Rob,
Right.
Yeah.
Should get his name tattooed on that finger for you.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. For the Tex t-shirt, not the Texas t-shirt, the Tex t-shirt.
Greg only wears pink shirts from Tex.
Hooky.
Yay.
Looking good creations by Tina. Awesome.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Tina, awesome.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
All right.
So I guess
And then the next one. Oh, just go ahead and you want her to send me her information, or do you want to get it text?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
Okay, Tina, send it to me, and then I'll get it to text.
Yep. Okay, so
All right.
last one here. We got one more.
The next one is going to be a star from Randy.
Yeah, and the last one he did was fantastic.
Yeah, you did a great
Yeah,
job.
these are what it is. It's laser engraved. So yeah.
Yep. And the word is star, S-T-A-R.
I think he did one for me for somebody. It was
He
pretty
did.
sweet.
I think Lil Patty got it, if I remember.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm. He did a great job. They're really, really nice.
I want one too. That's awesome.
Yep, Lil Patty won it. I know. I put my name in too. I put star in. Greg says I got multiple entries. However, it only will pick up one entry. So you can type as many as you want. It'll only pick up one.
Yeah.
It's not like buying raffle tickets. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll cancel one out then.
Greg must really want the start here.
His name will come up right before the winners.
Right. Yeah, but it only
All right.
picked one. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yep.
Oh,
wow.
How lucky is that?
Double
Tina,
decker.
that is awesome.
She hit a double.
Yeah,
Wow.
she did.
Wow.
You need to go get some lottery tickets, girl.
I was just going to say, go get yourself some lottery tickets. And
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
What I'll do,
Congratulations.
I'm going to see Randy. I'm going to see Randy. So, just we can send the star and the shirt at the same time.
Okay.
Greg says, I told you it was rigged. I assure you it is not rigged.
No, it's definitely not rigged. I didn't win nothing. I've never
Yeah.
had.
If
think if it were
anything is
rigged, we all would have
to
won.
Exclude Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Hey, let's do one more thing. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Let's give away one more thing.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Just keep talking. I got to create it real quick. It won't take me but a minute.
Put in. Just use text for the word. That's fine. It's easy.
And do a different word. Do a different word because it'll count the other one. So do a different word.
Porch.
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 Yeah, porch. Yeah, porch.
Okay.
Rigged.
So what we'll do is all you got to do is get down here. If you want to go out to Brown Springs with me, and I'll take you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Spend the whole weekend with you,
All righty.
or week with it, whatever you want to do. So
This is
Awesome.
for trip to Brown Springs with Tex. And the word is porch. Porch.
All right.
this is how me and Christina met. CD Squatcher. She won a trip with me to Brown Springs off of Mogollon Monsters channel.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And you know what else, too, guys? We can give away a pair of concert or conference tickets if you want to do that, too.
Yeah, we
Could
can
end
do
up being
that.
a concert too.
We will do that. We will give away
Yeah.
2 conference tickets.
Okay, one more put in porch. Who hasn't already?
Mhm.
Get an even
Sorry,
time.
I'm sharing my screen. I drawed it.
Yeah, because you got to be able to travel. So
Yeah.
that's the catch.
Yeah.
That's the rub.
Yeah, that's for the conference tickets too, probably. Philip Miller.
Philip Miller.
Woohoo!
Let's see here.
All right.
Philip, just email me and we'll set it up. And whenever
Philip
you can
lives
get
in
down here.
Hawaii, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Yeah, it's gonna cost you some money, Tex.
Well, next time you're over here, let me know.
Okay, so the next one is for 2 conference tickets, and you know what? We'll make it a good one. The milestone of 1,000 is a big one to get to. So you know what? It will be for let's do, if everybody's in agreement here, too.
The whole
The Friday
shebang.
and Saturday night. Do the whole Friday and Saturday, not the ghost hunt though. That's the only thing it does not
Right.
include is the ghost hunt or the reading. So
What about-
so
Yeah.
Okay, so the conference and the VIP thing. I mean the meet and greet, whatever.
Meet
it
and
is.
greet.
meet and greet and the
which is-
conference itself. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to go to that, the word is going to be realms, REALMS. I'm going to share my screen. And
I should have made the word 1,000.
I should have, but I wasn't thinking.
You could do it for the last one, because I'm gonna give out another book.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start collecting. There's the word.
And again, you have to travel here.
Yep.
Kansas City.
Yes. You have to come to Kansas City.
Yep.
So if you want to go, come to the conference. It's going to be a good time.
Could end up being a conference or a concert too.
Depends on if we end up doing a karaoke or not,
Yeah.
right? All right. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, come
I'm
on and Watch Tex make an ass of himself again.
That's for a topic on late night with BMR's show there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to draw. Let's see who's coming to the conference.
T-Bone.
Awesome. Very
T-Bone.
cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Who won the trip to Brown Springs?
Philip.
Philip.
Miller.
Oh, Phil. Okay.
No, yeah. Are you writing them down, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. Good thing you are. I forgot.
And then another BMR book.
Yeah, I'll give out two. One more.
Okay, so here we go. Oh, wait, no, I got to share my screen. Okay, and the number is 1,000.
All right. Type in 1,000. Anybody? Wouldn't it be something if BJ wins this one too?
She'd have the collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Greg, I can't count that high.
Yeah, Greg, you got one too many zeros in yours.
Oh God. So does Castro.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. They won't recognize them. Are we ready?
Do it.
Spin away.
You know, we're going to do a huge giveaway. The first one out of us that
Little
little
Patty.
Patty.
Oh, Patty, awesome.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Patty's won two of my stuff. Or Randy did the one for me.
Mhm.
Cool, Patty.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, thank you all.
The first one of our channels that hits 10,000. That's going to be a hell of a party right there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be you, Ted.
Don't hold your breath. Y'all are catching up with me.
That would be awesome.
Yep, it will be.
All right, guys. Well, thank
Congrats,
you
Paul.
for everybody for coming in. We got some more here to thank real quick. Thank you, Josh, for being a member for 6 months and being the original member. Appreciate you, sir. And for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Amy, I'll get to that in just a second. Where am I at now? Gwen, thank you for becoming a new member. Amy, thank you for the donation. T-Bone, thank you for gifting 5 members, and congratulations for winning 2 things tonight. Mickey G, member for 1 month. Thank you very much, Mickey. And real quick, I said that when I would hit 1,000, I would get a tattoo on my arm. So that is going to be Tuesday, May 6th. I have the design already, have it the appointment booked, and I will probably do that show live. So if you want to see me get inked,
oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be at noon Central Time on May 6th.
So are you going to give away what you're getting done, or is that going to be a secret for that day?
It's going to be nothing too elaborate. It's going to be the ghost that you see up in the upper right-hand corner, UFO, and Paranormal Among Us on my forum. So
wow,
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Nice.
just wanted to something. It means something. That's not painful. It's not painful. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Remember, BMR tonight at 10 o'clock Central, 11 in the East, right?
Yes.
Yep. Head on over there tonight at then. And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys in Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. Make sure you go over there and check out their channel. Thank you guys for coming on.
We got Donny Joe here.
And Donny Joe. Well, he's on
He's
now.
live now.
Donny Joe's on now. All right, cool.
Head on over there.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
guys,
Heck
have a
yeah.
wonderful night. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you
as well. Thank y'all.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.